should, maker, beat, every fact, one number, the is reversing, why, about, talk, to, want, I, today, guys, up is what, hey, what is up, guys? Today, I want to talk about why reversing is the #1 effect every beat maker should master. Alrighty, so this is not an exact science, but I'm going to be showing you very detailed instructions on exactly how I go about this process so that you can follow along as much as possible. And I really want to give you like something you can practically do so you can kind of get your feet wet with reversing stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so the very first thing is that we're going to find a sound. I'm looking through these harps inside of Heat Up 3, which is just a fire plugin I like to use. That's a pretty cool sound, but maybe too much reverb. And then again, it doesn't necessarily matter what sound you use. I did a beat this morning with this exact same method, but using a bell. Sounded really fire. So I want you to go into the side panel over here and right click on the track that you're using at the moment and make sure that you're using Alien Minor. So I'm just going to make sure it's on C, Alien Minor, and then enable disable snap to scale. So now that you've done that, you can kind of see which notes are in the scale and which ones are out of the scale. However, you probably have super bright white lines all over the place. I'm going to show you at the end of this video how to get rid of those super bright white lines, because as you can see, my lines are very dim. I'm actually going to switch it to A minor scale so that we only have the white notes to work with. So those notes are in the scale. So I'm place 1 on the root note, which is an A, on the very first beat of the first measure. And then let's place some other notes over here. So why don't we use like an E, since that is in the A minor chord. And then F is not in the minor chord, but that sounds good, probably. And let's just repeat that over and again. Let's move it down an octave. I'm gonna link you a video in the corner to explain how I do that down an octave process. I'm gonna use a C up here because in the A minor chord, it's A, C, E. So I know the C and the A and the E are gonna work nice together. So and then I'm gonna repeat the same process. I only chose an F because that's like the first thing that came to mind, but it might be useful because these are like octaves from each other. We're still gonna be using these 2 notes because they probably sound good. But now that I like this note up here, I want to add that little note in other places for some more rhythm and variation. So what if I go like this? Bum, bum, bum. I also hear it here, it might sound good. Bum, ba-dum. I'm hearing like a little like top line. And I hear some like rhythm here by going like this. And we're gonna have the same kind of rhythm here. And the only reason I chose this note here is because I'm going to do like a walk down. A, G, F. Yeah, A, G, F. And then tab. Bum, bum, da, dum. I want to do like some fifth things here. Remember that we're in the key of A minor, so every white note is being used. I have an E, D, C, B. So I want to add like a harmony to those sounds. I think those sound good. I think that's a fifth. So I'm using a C, walking down here. So C, B, A, and on a G. I think I want to layer this with some other sounds just to make it a little bit fuller. So I'm thinking layer this with a one-shot synth sound. Oh, I like the sound a lot, but I don't like it on every note. Like, so I don't want any harmony going on, and I don't want things moving too fast. And now let's just export this as an audio file. I'm basically just making a big selection, going up here to selection, export audio wave. Now at this point, things can get really, really interesting. Before I put any reversing on this thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a plugin called the Blue Glitch. What I'm basically gonna do is I'm just gonna add some other little effects in here. right, so now I have my audio file here after freezing my track. And what I'm now going to do is reverse it. So if you go to Process, Apply Effect, Reverse, that's how you can do that. I also recommend hitting P on your keyboard, going down to keyboard shortcuts, and then search up the function process. And I just recommend binding these two keyboard shortcuts together because you're gonna be using the keyboard shortcut of reversing a lot. So my keyboard shortcut to process, apply effect, reverse is linked to Alt-R on my keyboard. So I can just quickly reverse this way. At this point, it's a little bit janky. So I like this sound here. Experiment with these kind of sounds. So when do I want to bring this in? Ba-da-dum! This can be like at the very end of our phrase. Oh, and then what if we actually copy this sound here and reverse that? So that is really, really cool. Really, really cool. Definitely wouldn't have come up with it on my own. In fact, this is absolutely nothing like what I had planned when I wrote my little idea for this video. So that's our loop right there. I'm gonna select all of it and right click, bounce to clips. So now let's add some effects to this to make it sound way cooler. So I'm first thinking this plugin called DAW Cassette. I love using it. I'm gonna go to this percussion kit and just do some weird sounds. But I'm thinking like, even that sound that there. What if I reverse this sound? What does it sound like? Ooh, like this sounds cool around the downbeat. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then I'm also gonna place on the offbeats. Wait. This kick drum's got a slam. Kick better slam. Kick drum's got a slam. I'm gonna get some like big string sounds. Something like that. That's a really cool way it like kind of fades out at the end, because the fact that it is transposed all around like this means that it kind of like loses some of its like sustaining ability. Like, oh, whoa, like kind of shakes around. So I really love how the kind of the bounciness of the reversing melody plays off of these other sounds. So I got to make sure that all of my sounds that I choose from now on are very bouncy. So nada. I wonder if I can fill in some empty space with this piano plugin. Da-da. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this MIDI piano thing here, and I'm going to process retrograde, and then I'm gonna freeze it, bring it down to this bottom area, and now that it's down here, cut right on the 9 bar and reverse, unfreeze this original MIDI track, and select it and retrograde. It's just adding a little bit more motion to my piano. I'm going to take this 808 here, and here's another reversing trick. You're gonna see what I'm doing is I'm freezing my 808 track. And once it's in audio form, I'm gonna grab just this first 808, and then I'm gonna copy it down here, reverse it. It's pretty interesting how this beat is like quite a bit slower than my like Wheezy type beat I made a couple weeks ago, my Drake type beat and stuff like that. If you want to know more specifics on exactly how I spice up my melodies, I recommend you check out this video right over here. It's gonna blow your mind. This beat is super duper amazing, this video. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Woo!